win a state championship takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Both Chicago Hope and Pana have that, but only one can have the championship prize. The class of Class A is coming up on the IHSA television network. Are you ready for some championship girls basketball? Quite a few thousand people at Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois are here just for that. The first ever Chicago Public League team to come to the Class A championship. It's just one win away from grabbing the hardware. But they've got to get through Pana and their all-stater McMillan. It should be a dandy night. And speaking of dandy, here's a couple of dandy ladies, Ann Penstone and Bernie Chero, to set it up. Ladies.
Thanks so much, Jim. 4 months ago, over 600 teams began a journey to reach this night in March, the pinnacle of success in A basketball in Illinois, and only one team can be crowned a champion. Bernie Charo, we know that in general, inside teams dominate outside teams, but most of them don't have players like Chicago Hope.
I'll tell you what, basketball purists, this is a marquee matchup tonight, because if you love the game of basketball, you're going to see a great inside game and defense.
Well, it took a few games to get here, so let's recap some of the action and the road to this championship game. First for Pana, see Piasa in the sectional final, and Columbia, Carthage, a perennial power, and Oakville in a very good contest earlier today. For Chicago Hope, who led quite handily in most of their games, but had trouble closing out. They had a tough one against Riverton and a fantastic performance, and then against Hampshire, had them early. Hampshire kept clawing back, as you saw here this evening. These are two terrific teams, and we need to talk about the players who make these teams run. Bernie?
I'll tell you what, Jackie McMillan, if we look at her, Julian McMillan, she's a senior center from Pana. She scored 34 points in the semifinal game and shot 70%. If she could do that tonight, it's going to be tough to stop her.
And Chicago Hope has somebody that's very special.
Shantae Robertson. She does a little bit of everything. You can see that with that fancy ball movement. She shoots 74%. She's an assist player. She's an all-stater. The coach wants her to put her game out on the floor.
Now you got Chicago Hope as ranked #1 all year. A little bit of pressure. Pana's only lost once all year. What do you say as a coach? What are the keys to this game?
I think if I were Pana's coach, I would say we need to look at three things. Shooting. We've been shooting 46% all year. We need to do that. You've got a solid post player, user, guard play. We've got three guards. We have to be able to handle the pressure that Shantae and her defense can put on our guards.
Well, you've seen some of the keys to the game, but let's look at Hope.
Now, when we look at Chicago Hope, I love the way they play defense. It's in your face. They've got an all-stater in Shantae, and Coach wants her to let it all out on the floor. And she said when they came, history, we're going to make history, ladies. We're going to be the first single-A school from the Chicago Public League to come home with a championship trophy.
One question, Bernie. How does Pana get the ball down the court to Julianne McMillan?
If I knew the answer, I think Pana, that is the key to the game. They're starting three guards tonight. They're going to have to be very patient, keep their head up and look down the floor, and use all three alleys of the basketball court.
Now, on the other side, Julianne McMillan's a very, very tough inside player, and they've had some foul trouble, Hope has.
She'll be very difficult to stop. I think it's going to be a great matchup between Julianne McMillan and McCoy, Sarah McCoy. I can't wait to see what happens in the paint.
We think it's going to be lots of fun, but it's time to quit prognosticating, and let's take it over to our P announcer, Dave Coley.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you all please rise as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's guest soloist is Lindsay Adams, a senior at Prairie Central High School in Fairbury, Illinois.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flawless fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lindsay Adams from Fairbury, Illinois.
Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the players and coaches in the championship game of the 2003 IHSA Class A basketball tournament between the Lady Panthers of Pana High School and the Lady Eagles of Chicago Hope High School. For Pana, a 6-foot junior forward, number 11, Kristen Chamberlain. For Chicago Hope, a 5'5" senior guard forward, number 3, Tatiana Valentine. For Pana, a 5'6" junior guard, number 21, Elise Easton. For Chicago Hope, a 5'4" senior, point guard, number 20, Shantae Roberison. For Pana, a 5'8" junior guard, number 24, Kim Byers. For Chicago Hope, a 5'9" senior forward center, number 21, Sarah McCoy. For Pana, a 5'4" senior guard, number 25, Wendy Kinsey. For Chicago Hope, a 5'9" senior forward, number 23, Akila Harris. For Pana, a 5'10" senior center, number 42, Julianne McMillan. And for Chicago Hope, a 5'7" senior guard, number 24, Brandy Durham. The Lady Panthers bring a 32-2 record into tonight's contest and are coached by Kerry McVickers. He's assisted by Nancy Beaudry, Paul Donahue, and Brandy Byers-Hamilton. The Lady Eagles enter the game with a 30-2 season record and are coached by Janelle Spearman. She's assisted by Hank Hicks and Adam Fisher. Ladies and gentlemen, no other state in America can claim the rich history and
There
tradition.
you have Janelle Spearman. You saw the picture of a calm coach. I don't know. There are the matchups on the board, Bernie. The big one we're talking about inside, we've got McMillan, McCoy and McMillan inside, and who is going to handle Roberison?
You know, realistically, Eastern is a guard. Easton, Byers, and Kinsey, that's where the key of the game is going to be. And I think Roberison is going to also be a big presence on the floor. I'm curious to see what she does with her first possession of the game.
One of the interesting things is how McMillan handles the ball. And here are the three-star officials as we hear. Let's get ready to run both Troy Hickey, Norbert Kassig, and Jim Wagner, who have earned their way to the pinnacle of their chosen profession, officiating. They do this for the love of the game, and we wish a lot more people would come out and officiate because we're short of officials here in Illinois. And this is what you can enjoy, this packed house here at Redbird Arena at Illinois State University. It is what it's all about, the state championship. Yeah. The Pana Panthers and the Lady Eagles of Chicago Hope.
Place is rocking. Place is rocking.
The entire Pana crowd is jumping up and down, and we are underway. And controlled by Hope. And who but Roberison with the ball in her hand. It's going to be an interesting matchup to see what Easton can do against her. Right away, she takes it.
She wanted to take that first shot. She's going to make a statement. Shantae Roberison coming quickly out of that jump ball.
Not a bad statement to start out. McMillan, nice pass to Chamberlain.
Dish off.
Step out.
Julian McMillan, you know, surprises everybody because she usually, when she gets the ball, she's a shooter. She usually, you know, posts up and goes, but instead she dishes off nicely to Chris.
Chamberlain at the line, well, that you mentioned that she actually has 3 assists per game averaging, so she knows how to pass as well. Excellent vision. That bucket goes down. 3-2 lead by Pana. And a little full court pressure on. They're interesting. They're going to make Shantae Robertson work a little bit. Elise Easton. Oh, there's a little pick at the top. She's going left side now. Coast to coast.
And I was just getting ready to say, I'm not so sure it's a good idea because I don't think you could get in a track meet with these ladies, especially Shantae.
McMillan goes hard. Blocked by Harris. And back to Robertson. You know, and if you're talking about pressure, McMillan's going to be under a lot more because she's going to handle the ball a lot more than most centers by far.
Absolutely.
Harrison now with a jumper. Short, rebounded by the ever-present McCoy, and a foul underneath.
Sarah had both hands on the ball, and she was fouled from behind. But Anna, as you look at the way the game's taken, you know, place right now, Shantae has taken the first 3 shots. She's trying to make some type of statement.
That foul is against Kinsey, her first, the senior point guard. Durham with the ball at the top, puts Robertson in shooting guard, drawing all kinds of attention. Now Tatiana Valentine goes up with a jump in the follow away. Akila Harris rebounded, but had to put the ball down. These 2 schools are from opposite parts of the state. Again, from Chicago, in the city, Chicago Hope, only 4 years of their program. So this is not only a culmination for them, but for the seniors who are playing. Painted down from a little bit south central Illinois. Again, their second appearance. Left a nice screen. McMillan with a nice screen up top for Easton. Unable to rebound. She's got it, controls it. Worked hard there. And McMillan off the side. We're going to have a foul.
You know, McMillan is so strong. She just goes up strong. We always tell the girls, if you're going to have the ball in the lane, you've got to go up with the shot so that if you do get fouled, you're going to get an opportunity for a 3-point play if it does go in.
At the line, Julianne McMillan, her first appearance there, but I doubt it'll be the last. And that foul crucial because it went against Sarah McCoy. She got in foul trouble early in the semifinal game and didn't have her normal repertoire of points and rebounds as usual because she sat most of the 3rd quarter.
I'm really impressed with Alice Easton's ability to handle the pressure so far at the guard position. She doesn't seem too intimidated by the pressure.
And she's providing a lot of her own right now, Robertson with it. It's an interesting strategy. They're going to make her work for it. I don't think they're going to stop her, but what they're going to have is help defense when she does penetrate. Good hands by Kinsey. Behind her, Chamberlain and the hand of McCoy. Good job. She has the size advantage and unable to handle
2 hands on that loose ball.
She's grinning like, darn it. She is so tough. I don't know that I've seen a player have better head fakes than this young lady. You get to see that, I'm sure, during this game. I love this stack.
Interesting setup, yes. They're going to try and get a 3-point shot here.
They broke it a little bit early and unable to do anything off of it. They create so well.
Yes.
That one a little bit errant, kind of wild shot.
That was exactly a rush shot. She just decided to drive. And one thing that Pana's doing very well is they're working on their help side as the drive occurs, and so there's no one to dish the ball off to.
This is our first real chance to see them against the press. And of course, I thought they'd bring McMillan up. She handles the ball, which also puts McCoy in a position to not create fouls.
And you know, also, it's a 4-guard front now. And you've got a post, guarding the post, full court.
McCoy's got to be careful she doesn't foul in that situation. Take it away. There we go. Oh, nice job by Easton.
Excellent hustle. Excellent hustle. They have come out of the blocks tonight. This is so exciting to see this style of play.
You know, they've really been more, they like to run, but certainly they can play the half court.
Both teams.
But what I think is interesting, as you mentioned, is that they're matching up in the same style of play.
Yes.
So, okay, we'll take it. We'll play your game.
Play your game is right.
They're pretty much a man, which most people thought no one could do against Chicago Hope.
And I'm wondering why Shantae is playing a back seat right now to everything.
Another wild shot.
I'm not sure what's going on with that.
And Durham with a wild shot. Easton waits and scores. 7-4 lead. Pana Panthers come out of the blocks very early and putting a lot of pressure on Shantae Robertson. forcing Durham to handle most. Whoa, there's a steal.
A little bit too fancy. A little bit too fancy.
And
Nice bucket.
Kim Myers is
Kim
more known.
Myers. Everybody's answering for Pana.
She's more known for his three-point goals than with a layup, and she showed good speed. She had a lot of company chasing her.
The guards are really surprising a lot of people in the stands, except for the Pana fans.
Shante silences them a bit. Shante Robertson
has
had
all six points.
not unusual, especially with this kind of style. And Shante, of course, was injured in a quarterfinal game and what looked like possible concussion, recovered nicely, and I think she's just fine. 4-14, we're about halfway through the first quarter of this championship game, and three-point lead to Pana. Byers on top, had a chance at the three-point shot, didn't
Nice
take it.
post up, Julian. Wow, that was just textbook. She sat on her left hip, sealed her on her left side, put up that right hand. Pass was right there. The guards on this team really make everything happen for her.
Tatiana.
Got away with the travel there.
She did. I'm impressed with the job they're doing coming out here. Chris Chamberlain, saves it underneath the opponent's basket.
Never do that. Never do that.
And that's why.
Sarah McCoy with the steal and a bucket.
Her first.
And she didn't have to work very hard for it.
11-8. Pana on top. 3 minutes to play in this first quarter. A frenetic one.
Janelle Spearman is yelling up a storm over there about her defense. They're going to have to play better defense in this game because Pana is really doing a great job analyzing where the seams are against the defense.
Coach Kerry McVickers has obviously prepared his team extremely well. There's a double pump, gets the roll, and there's, again, Shante with a head on the ground, gets the bucket. And checking all the parts. Yeah, I'm okay.
You know, I think both coaches are in a position where they're trying to wait for a TV timeout. And there you go.
That's a long time to wait. Great basketball.
Robertson has been everything for us. She's the coach on the floor. She's our floor general. She's a great outside shooter, a great penetrator, a great passer. Everything we need her to be. She's that and so much more. She's very vocal this year on the court, and like I said, she's the coach of the floor.
Janelle Spearman, as she talks to her team, you heard her early, and Janella has some famous.
She's animated.
She is
an animated woman, and she has a, she wears her emotions on her shoulder, and she lets them know, listen, ladies, this is it. This is it. You need to play some defense.
Passion. Look at that. That was interesting. Giving little Wendy, giving Elise a good come out. We're okay.
There you go.
Oh, didn't want. That was unusual. She wanted timeout. McCoy gets it, but kind of a tough one to waste one at that point. They just came out of it.
She didn't get it.
She tried. She tried, but she was dancing too much on the sideline. Back to the Panthers. Kinsey waits, patient. He's a senior. And now they'll set up in half court. Chamberlain comes out high, guarded by Harris. Good movement without the ball. I tell you what, Kinsey is so tough on that dunk.
She faced her defender and then sealed her and then rolled open. Their post moves are just textbook. Nice steal. Nice steal. This is going to be a big bucket for Wendy. Head up, Wendy. There you go.
Oh, but look at this.
Nice putback. Oh.
Pana got 4 players down there before Hope showed up.
2-on-1 right here. What are they going to do?
Into the ball game for the Lady Eagles, like Xavier Tony, a freshman. Into McCoy, turns McMillan and rolls it in.
Okay, that's a big bucket because Sarah McCoy really has to be felt on the floor. We need to see her presence. They need to see her presence.
McMillan with it, takes care of it, and then slides to the block. Kinsey looking. At least Easton, who's done just a terrific job on Robertson. Oh, nice hands by McCoy, saves it. And there's a steal and a turnover.
And Sarah used her quickness there. You know, when you defend, you have to use your feet and come around to anticipate that pass.
She is an outstanding leaper. We haven't seen that in this game, but you will. Oh, quick
They have
pass.
to have better passes than that. Much better passes than that.
One thing I guarantee, no one's going to take the ball away from Julianne McMillan.
You know, that was a freshman mistake. let Xavier really pass the ball below her knees. You don't want to pass it there. Give her the ball where she can shoot it.
Out of bounds, kind of slow on those cuts, and just out to Brandy Durham, who holds it behind her head, kind of waiting, but waiting.
Travel.
Oh,
Yes, that's a great call. You know, they're too lackadaisical. You know, they need, every cut has to have a purpose, and they're walking. Then they, you know, but they all have to get on the same page.
Give Elise Easton credit too, because she stayed right with us. There's McMillan, and that's the foul that McCoy does not want to pick it up. She's going to have to pick him up if she is inside, not here out in the open court. Easton with all kinds of attention. Off to Chamberlain, who can shoot that one.
Shot. There you go. Easton Chamberlain, wide open. You cannot play defense like that.
We're all worried about McMillan, but Chamberlain has 7 early. Durham with the jump. Good.
Brandy Durham with a nice answer.
17-14. Pana maintains the 3-point advantage.
A lot of running and gunning. There you go, Ann. And, you know, she's not used to playing full court defense.
Very rarely do you ever see a center who handles the ball as much as Julianne McMillan, which means Sarah McCoy probably hasn't had to.
I was fortunate enough to have a young lady by the name of Jamie Gray, who was able to be a post player for us and handled the ball very well. And we used her quite often to break our press, the same way that Pana is.
And McMillan, there you see. Oh, a little bit unusual and out of control. That's not a problem, but credit that to the defensive hope. They cut that. She usually steps right through that.
Julian is extremely deceiving with her first step. She hesitates and then is very quick and strong.
Well, Bernie, right now, both Akilah Harris and Sarah McCoy, their 2 big players, have 2 fouls apiece.
And when we say big, they're not. They're 5'9", but they are their leapers. They are their rebounders. Just going to give Sarah McCoy a rest.
Valentine with the substitution. It's kind of an unusual guard for forward, but they all play some rotation types of situation. That's not a big problem, but there is a big problem inside, because who's going to control McMillan and Chamberlain?
Right.
McMillan has 8. Robertson loses control of it, finds a crowd.
Twice.
Kicks it out.
He wants a turnover. He wants a double dribble. Her feet are so fast.
And we're going to get a blocking foul on Easton.
And I really like the way she handles the ball. You know, Carrie McVickers is showing, you know, she's palming the ball, but she's just very, very fast with her feet.
He really is.
Very fast. He's working the official.
Oh, there's that play again, a little bit long. It's going to cost him, not the turnover because he's out of bounds. But they had to hustle. I tell you, if they hadn't gotten that, Byers would have been all over that. This is the slowest this game
right, I was going to say, we have a set play here. Oh, looks like she hit water or something.
She did slip. That ball rebounded by Chamberlain. Everybody fouled also. We got bodies all over the place.
You know, I think I'd be a little bit concerned if I, you know, were coaching for Chicago Hope, because some of these fouls are unnecessary. They're a little sloppy. And boy, Janela's telling him, come on, think before you reach.
That one called on Tony. Again, the full court. This time to Byers on the right side, and she'll wait for some help.
Excellent patience.
So far, the press has really been no factor.
Non-existent in terms of pressure. But again, you know, I'll tell you what, that was Julian McMillan. She put herself in a position to be above the block and seal all of that.
Those guards are so good at that dump pass. We'll be back with more action right after this local break. This is Pana's, their second appearance as a girls basketball program, lost in the quarterfinals in '96. Their boys basketball team, 88 state champs, and the runners-up in 2001. And they're going to pick one of those two up today, so they're going to match the guys, either second or first, as you look at Coach Carrie McVickers. And Pana will have the ball coming out of that timeout. They lead 21-14, a 7-point margin, largest of the game so far, and doing a terrific job.
Excellent composure on the part of Pana and the guards. Well, you know, I thought maybe they would have to do something a little differently defensively. I'm not so sure they're used to playing a zone defense, though. Sometimes that causes more problems.
Byers loves that, but she's unsuccessful on that one. She's wide open in the crease. Rebound with Robertson, with Easton hawking her, as she has all night.
Like Xavier is limping as she came down.
She went flying out of bounds.
Nice
oh, what
pass.
a pass!
Get in. Oh, she says no.
What
nice
a
board.
pass.
That was a nice board by Julian McMillan. Great position.
She is so fundamentally strong. Her footwork is outstanding. She's got a younger sister we're going to see that will spell her at times. Oh, nice bucket by Chamberlain.
Kristen Chamberlain really had tough positioning there.
We're going to get a block on Easton. That's not the way you want to pick that up.
You know, one of the things that is really sticking out to me right now, for the first time in the tournament, a team is out-rebounding Chicago Hope. And McMillan has 5 rebounds, but they have 8 as a team. And Chicago Hope has 7.
You're right.
I think that's a big factor, because it's not allowing them to get those second and third opportunities to shoot the ball.
Keeping a fresh squad, it's Byers for Byers. This time Amy Byers underscore her sister. Amy's a senior. And that means Kinsey now they've taken Easton off of her. And outside, oh, Harry McVickers could not believe that. He wanted something called right there for sure. This time inside Durham, a little bit out of control. She has been a little bit going inside.
Her shot she's shooting with 2 hands and no control at all.
Both Byers are in the ball game. Who went out of the game as Easton with those 2 fouls. Now, Kim Byers on the left side. Kinsey at the top, swings it to the other Byers.
Okay, they're playing denial defense on Julian McMillan, but usually a straight double team inside.
That is her strength.
And I'm surprised she missed that. I mean, it barely missed. It rolled out. But they're struggling to defend that.
And that's big, because that's Akila Harris' 3rd foul. And that has got to concern Janelle Spearman. They've really only gone
They only go
7
deep. Yeah,
no,
7
they
or
go
8
8
deep, do they?
But
Post position, I think they struggle.
They will struggle. They're going to give up a lot of size. McMillan,
4 for 4 from the line. You know, people say, you know, she's a tweener because of her size, 5'10", but I'll tell you what, she uses that 5'10" frame very well.
and because she handles the ball so well, she can play some other positions. Lost control of it, and it stays here. I thought it might have gone up.
I was really impressed how Pana came down the floor. They had 3 blue shirts coming down with Shantae.
Chicago Hope, of course, making their first appearance and seeking their first ever school IHSA trophy.
And we know they'll get a trophy. They just don't know which.
Robertson taking it on her own shoulder.
And one of the things that Chicago Hope has to do is get rebound positioning. And they're not. It's assist by Julian McMillan.
Take me out and play me in front of me and keep it away from me. I'll just dump it to somebody who can. And Chamberlain is the willing recipient of those passes.
You know, Chicago Hope has to find their offense here, or they're going to really have some difficulties.
I'll guarantee you nobody thought there'd be a 12-point lead by Pana at this point in the ball game, except Pana. But I'll tell you what, they have earned every point of it. Outside going for 3. Harris off. Valentine with a rebound on the weak side. And now Robertson, Kinsey hawking her. Robertson has not been able to penetrate since early in the first quarter. Looking for an opening. That time Durham
Nice
under
shot.
control.
That was better. Shot it with one hand, had control out of the dribble.
10-point margin. We're 5 minutes approximately to go in the second quarter. State championship game, Class A basketball. Ann Penson along with Bernie Chero. And Pana in control right now, and it is a terrific ball game. We're going to have a foul. And we had a McMillan sandwich there.
You know, one of the things that they're actually doing is they're putting out a 3-guard front.
We're trying to get who that foul was on, but while we
think Shante Robertson.
Well, we're looking at a little bit concerned. Janelle Spearman will be back with a 10-point difference right after this break.
It's an experience. She learns a lot from me, and I learn a lot from her. I'm always trying to help her out with new moves or new ways to use other team players, and it's a lot of fun.
That from Julianne McMillan. As you see, the person that's been recipient of her passes, Kristen Chamberlain on number 11. Those two have been quite a pair here tonight. As you see McMillan at the free throw line. That last foul was on Shante Robertson. We checked it out her first. And in the bonus will be Pana with 7 fouls on Chicago Hope. McMillan gets the roll and extends to a 11-point lead.
Well, both McMillan and Chamberlain are complimenting each other so well. A great high-low contribution in attack for Pana.
A lot of the timeout. Do you want Robertson just to take the Hope?
No, I think I would tell them that they need to settle down a little bit and start to take some smart shots and quit showing off. You know, she's talked about that to me earlier, that she wants them to come out and play some basketball, but she wants them to be controlled with what they do.
Having a little bit of trouble with turnovers off of footwork, which is very unusual for them. Kinsey brings it down against the zone, which is something you don't see Hope too often.
They have 16 turnovers already, Ann. As many points as they have.
Unheard of. Credit Pana. They have done a great job. Chamberlain from the outside bounces off and rebounded by Xavier Tony. And again, Pana beating him down the court. Not a lot of filling of the lanes by Hope, so they're content to set up. Robertson launches for
see, she can't take that shot. She had 4 players behind her, nobody there to board. Be smart.
Possession's going to stay here with Hope.
Shoot with a purpose. Shoot with a purpose.
She is noticeably concerned right now as you look at the possession arrow in Hope's favor, and so to stay down here. She's not hurt, she's just frustrated right now. She'll key it from out of bounds. Now McCoy's back in the ball game after that timeout. 12-point lead for the Panthers of Pana. Whoa. That one's a scary pass because if you miss it, it's 2 points the other way. A 3-man front for Pana right now, and those dark uniforms make them appear bigger than they are.
A lot of standing around. Do you see how, you know, Chicago Hope's just watching? See? A lot of standing around. Nobody's ready for the ball. Nobody's cutting to the ball. And you're going to struggle with that. You're going to struggle scoring it unless everybody moves. Well, everybody has to have some type of offensive change of direction.
Well, Kim Byers saved that one with a good leap. They're just patient, looking, and they can do that. They can afford to with this kind of a lead.
Well, sure. You know, they have a 3-guard front now against a 2-3. You're just going to wait to find that open player at the perimeter. She might skip pass here. Skip pass.
And Byers is a deadly outside shooter. Normally, nice rebound by Sister Kim. By Sister Amy. Second shot no good, and Robertson on the move. And we're going to get a foul on top as Amy Byers tagged her.
Sarah McCoy really has to get, you know, get in gear and start sprinting down the floor and get ready to post up to make some type of difference in the ball game.
She's such a happy kid. You usually see her smiling and loose and going for it, but so far she's had a tough time. She's 2 for 4, just haven't had enough shots. Tatiana Valentine enters, and to the bench will go Akila Harris. She has 3 fouls. I'm sure coach wants to protect her with only 3 minutes left in the half. Brandy Durham at the top gives it up to Shante. And they go against this half court. She launches another one, top of the key. This one good. Right it under double digits. This has been an outstanding game, which is all you'd want in a championship. Only one team goes home number 1. It doesn't matter what you were ranked. You got to earn it on the floor. There's the strength of McMillan again. Rolls off.
That was a big rebound there from McCoy. Now she has to get down and make her presence felt in the lane.
Sometimes that little spark, you get that big rebound against somebody. She's looking to post up on Bearson.
Everybody has to move, not stand.
Nobody's moved from their position this entire trip. Now a little move by Tony from the wing, but you're right. Everybody just standing behind. They're waiting for Robertson to create. It rolls out, but there's the active
Big
hands.
rebound. Absolutely.
Difference tonight, loose balls,
Loose
Pana.
balls. Absolutely.
Usually that's Chicago Hope. Over to Amy Byers, and skip pass, there's the one to Sister Kim. Now Kinsey, top of the key, no good, but rebounded by
She's
Pana.
getting some big buckets
She is.
on offense.
And McMillan called for a travel.
Coach is on the floor, he wants to sub in. He is on the floor.
I'd say Coach is a lefty when he put up that shot.
He is on the floor. I love it.
Both these coaches very animated, and
Well, just so much passion in both of their voices and in their eyes. You know, they just love the game so much.
you don't get these chances, but maybe once in a lifetime, and you're going to make the most of it. Very few get to return. On the outside again, off, but rebounded.
And that's the third possession where one shot and no board.
And that's the Hope mantra.
Yes.
Only it's Payne is executing it right now. Just no extra offensive boards at all for Chicago Hope.
And then there's, you know, on the opposite end, we're seeing a lot of patience on offense. They're going to take their time. I don't think necessarily, well, coach is saying, let's go ahead and pull them out a little bit. Coach McVicker says, let's see if we can get them to play some defense.
We're under a minute now in the first half of this championship game. McMillan comes out high to help. They're going to look for something easy. They don't have to push. Oh, that was not what they wanted. Bearson with the steal to the Hope. And gets the roll.
Nice move by Shantay Bearson. And that's why I really think they ought to play half court man-to-man. You know, take off the pressure. They're not very effective in the zone, so play half court man-to-man. Well, there you go. Now they are.
30 seconds. Pana played careful with it.
Big defensive stop here, and that could bring him back in the ball game.
Hope gets it here, can score before half. It's quick. And that long pass. Whoa, got away with a foul there. McMillan and Chamberlain.
That was a defensive stop. They'll take that. They have 13 seconds. That's a lot of time.
Especially with the way they bring the ball down the floor, coming back in.
I am very, very impressed with Wendy Kinsey. She really knows where her post people are. And you can, as a post player, only be as good as your point guards let you be. Be aware of the clock, ladies. 9 seconds.
And it's in Robertson's hands, tipped by McMillan.
Now, you know, you don't want to pass that with one hand.
It's very unusual, too, because they brought it in and then they passed it backwards.
Right, I don't think they were aware of the clock. They have 5.4 seconds now, and they have to use these 5 seconds wisely. Get off a nice, clean shot. Cut it down to 5.
Right back to Robertson. It goes. And
how did she make that?
At the buzzer, Shantay
That should be a lift. That should be a lift.
28-23, a 5-point deficit, but it was 12 at one point. So Chicago Hope doing a role reversal. They're coming back in this game.
Take a look at how she drives to the basket, and you know, McMillan does the type of defense that you want, double team, but she just hangs up in the air and it falls perfectly for her.
Didn't compound it by causing a foul at that point, which was big. But Chicago Hope, as you look at Shantay Robertson, she goes, yeah, I'm ready, wearing 33. That's not her number. And let's go down to Jim Albrecht. Jim?
We are standing by with the leading coach at halftime, Kerry McVickers, but to tell you the truth, he's not real happy because the last minute, I think the term was brain dead you used.
Well, we won't say that on TV, but I'll tell you, you know, we're just rolling along. We're executing one hole for the last shot, and all of a sudden we thought there was a shot clock, I think, that we had to do just crazy stuff with the basketball. And, you know, we've been executing all year long. We stopped meeting passes. You know, if you don't do things fundamentally right, you're going to get beat, and especially against somebody that's the #1 team in the state. And for us to go that we just stopped taking care of the ball.
But you're still in a very good position, and you got to have a lot of confidence because you called for the ball going to your two big ladies. They got the job done, McMillan and Chamberlain, of course, with the bulk of the points. So you got to be happy with how you're beating their zone, but are you worried about them coming out man-to-man?
Well, no, because, you know, I think we've done a good job against that, too. But, you know, not even what happened on the last possession. I thought Kristen Chamberlain just got undressed on the shot she went up for, and then McMillan got the rebound. Next thing I know, it's going out of bounds, and it's the other team's ball. And, you know, it was just a bad turn of events down the stretch there, but we lost our composure. You know, we're too good to do that.
You got a half time to get it back, and then 16 minutes to a state championship, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
That is Coach Kerry McVickers, and we will be back at the Redbird Arena after these local messages.
They are Captain Flanagan of Chicago Manly, Dr. Frank Stout of Argo Summit, Jonathan Wall of Knoxville, President Patrick Sullivan of Roxana.
And now PA announcer Dave Coley and the awards for 3rd and 4th.
Mount Zion, IHSA Treasurer. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's meet the Lady Rockets of Oakville High School, who finished the 2003 year in 4th place with a final record of 24 wins and 12 losses. First, Principal Deanna Crundwell. Athletic Director Mike Smith.
Face the other way. Okay, we'll get there. I want us to go this way. You did good, though. All right. Thank you. Great job. As usual. Thank you.
Head coach Kathy Lanter.
There you go, Joe. Nice job.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Assistant coach Norman McCauley.
Nice job, Coach.
Assistant coach Eric Helbig.
Congratulations. Thank you. Nice job.
Manager Linda Brown.
Congratulations. Nice job.
Manager Faith Schubert.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now, let's meet the players. Number 42, Amy Albers.
Smile big.
Number 31, Tiffany Bloomhorst.
Congratulations. Doesn't get any better than this. One of these medals.
Number 41, Jill Wolf.
Nice job, Will. Great job.
Number 22, Renee Kruger.
Congratulations. Nice job.
Number 33, Janelle Kuhn.
Nice
Thank
job.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations. You did a great job.
Number 21, Nicole Ostendorf.
Congratulations. Wonderful job.
Number 30, Aaron Schubert. Number 32, Aaron Albers. Number 23, Kristen Meaning.
Thank you.
Number 35, Bethany Bornpole.
Marburg. Nice job.
Number 34, Caitlin Lake.
Go Gippies.
Number 25, Holly McCauley. Number 24, Megan Heckert.
Congratulations.
Number 20, Nicole Heckert.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Nice job.
and number 12, Katie Hasshider.
And guess what? We did not run out. Good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please meet the Whippers of Hampshire High School, who finished the 2003 year in third place with a final record of 32 wins and 2 losses. First, let's meet the principal, Chris Kalamatas. Jim Wallace, athletic director. Head coach, Milt Awe. Assistant coach, Sue Ellett. Assistant coach, Joe Watzlawick. Assistant coach, Morgan Behe. Trainer, Josh Zimmerman. Manager, Taylor Ellett. Another manager, Connie Ellett. And now, let's meet the players. Number 10, Jessica Gobert. Number 12, Tori Awe. Number 20, Sarah Eberly. Number 22, Stephanie Lampkin. Number 24, Amanda Walker. Number 30, Jackie Heine. Number 32, Adrienne Smith. Number 34, Carrie Racco. Number 40, Kate Marchuka. Number 42, Megan Hernandez. Number 44, Nicole Watzlawick. Number 50, Cassie Conroe. And number 52, Beth Spear. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will Coach Kathy Lanter and the captains of Oakville High School please step forward to receive your 4th place trophy. Congratulations to Oakville High School. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will Coach Milt Awe and the captains of Hampshire High School please step forward to receive your 3rd place trophy. Congratulations to Hampshire High School. Ladies and gentlemen, a fine hand for both these outstanding high school teams.
There's a very happy, if retiring, Coach Milt Awe of the Hampshire Whippers. And we'll be back right after these local messages with more of this championship contest. We are back at Redbird Arena, and 1/2 is in the books, and a 5-point lead by the Pana Panthers over the #1 ranked Lady Eagles of Chicago Hope High School. And Bernie, I tell you what, it's been exciting, and Pana may have surprised a few people, but not their fans.
Well, you know, we knew going into the game, I said, the guard play and using the posts. Their posts have 24 of their 28 points, and if you don't stop that post play, they're going to score. But it's the entry pass from the guards. They have 3 guards that are feeding the ball in very well to their post people, and in order for that to happen, Hope has to step up their defense. They have to to crank it up.
Well, we know that Pana had a 12-point lead, and it's now been chipped away to 5. A little run. Shante Robertson takes it to the hoop late there in the game, and we know that Hope is going to have some runs, so it's just a matter of when.
I'm sure Janelle is telling them, and that's why they're not out here yet. You know, McCoy has to get into the game. They have to have a presence, a team presence out on the floor. Although Shante is an excellent player, McCoy has to make some noise.
She's got to score. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. You look at the score, of course, it's pretty even.
Look at the free throws for Pana. 8 for 9. You know, and Hope has not gone to the free throw line. I think that's big. Rebounding is pretty even, 14 and 16. But as we look, as you see, points in the paint, again, a little deceptive. It says, you know, 14, but look at the assist ratio.
Well, those points in the paint for Hope aren't necessarily big girl points, though. Those are guard slashing. Here are scoring leaders. Chamberlain has 11, and some of those outside. McMillan with 13. Robertson with 15. McCoy with 4. They've got to get scoring. And Durham with 4. And now let's go to Jim Albrecht.
Ticket 14462.
Janelle Spearman, the head coach of Hope, is studying that stat sheet. What are you seeing there?
I was currently looking at the turnovers. Turnovers are equal. We're not putting enough pressures on the guards to hopefully force some turnovers.
Yeah, they're getting that ball down low to their big ladies.
Too easy, much too easy.
Are you going to stay in the zone?
Probably so.
All right, good luck in the second half.
Thank you so much.
16 minutes away from a state championship. Hope and Pana, they're set to take the court after these local messages.
Every half has its highlights. Oh, and that's a highlight reel by herself. Shante Robertson. That was Kim Myers. Now Robertson again. This one on the roll. Payne's going to have first possession.
Pana. They're going to go into a zone, but they're going to have to be an aggressive zone.
Well, you saw that run that they did. Well, we're going to be back with the second half right after this. Here we go. Second half ready to get underway. And you don't have many chances to correct an error. I'd like to correct one. Amy and Kim Byers are not sisters. They are cousins. Kim Byers actually is a first cousin to the assistant coach, Brandy Hamilton. I apologize.
But it's all in the family.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Bernie. And there is Byers on the outside, rebounded by Easton.
Look at the patience. Excellent patience. But they're going to have to pressure the ball. Get on the ball so that you can, you know, they're making it too easy for the guards to see and create. And that's what they're good at.
Been a little bit slower that kept it down. It could have been taken away. And Kinsey from outside gets her own rebound.
Got to box out Shante.
On the floor, Byers goes down. Kinsey gets it back again, and now Easton with it on the right. Now Kinsey has a chance again, swings it. Myers from the outside.
That was a nice shot, and again, there wasn't, you know, it was not apparent that there was any type of ball pressure on that shot. The defense was nowhere around. You can't leave a shooter like that open.
And what was that, 3 offensive boards? And Taylor Barrison again, standing a little bit in this offense. Not their comfort zone. They have played this half court, but I know they'd much prefer it up.
Well, you really want to try and get some type of motion going in the paint. They need a high post movement so they can generate some high-low movement. But I think they're keeping it clear so she could drive.
Rebounded by McMillan. Looks down. Oh, that is...
Put her head down.
And there's a scramble for the ball. Who's going to come up with it? We'll wait and see. Bodies all over. And
they the ball
picked
to?
herself up. We've got all the action on the floor, and right now we'll take a break and come back. He said network in my ear, so. You got it. We want to extend a big happy birthday, a 3-year-old birthday wish to Stephen Joseph Babick, who is one happy guy. He's the son of Lisa and Jeff Babick, who's one of the producers on our broadcast. Steve is at home tonight enjoying this great girls Class A telecast.
And he is a U of I fan. Go Blue and Orange. orange.
Happy birthday, Stephen. And thanks to Jeff and the whole crew here who make our job so easy. You guys do a fabulous job. Make it fun for one and all.
3 years old, he only has to wait about 15 years before he can wear that U of I uniform.
Stan being proud about that? And
being a U of I grad.
Absolutely. Fighting Illini all the way. Back to action, 31-23, 8-point lead for Pana. They've extended that with a three-pointer by Kim Byers. And now inside to McCoy, who needs to get going.
That's the first pass that they had go inside off the offense, and that's what they have to do. You can't generate an offense solely on driving from the top of the key.
That is going to be on Kristen Chamberlain, her first. What's also impressive, not only did she go to the hoop, but she got her own rebound, so she's back being a little more active underneath.
And you know what? We haven't seen any free throws. This is the first free throw in the game for Chicago Hope.
Well, she made it count. This half-court offense, they haven't really been aggressive inside. That's where you're more likely to pick up the shooting fouls, and she cans them both. Sarah McCoy,
no pressure.
They're
going to pick them up half court. I think they're going to go a little bit different now. They're going in a 2-1-2 defense.
McMillan, look at her look. She is so aware on the floor. Down to Chamberlain. So patient.
Look at the ball work, though. Everybody's moving. Everybody knows where everybody else is. McMillan trying to seal the defender. Rolls inside baseline. Rolls up high. She's pointing. I've got her sealed. Give me the ball. Look at her. Look at her. There you go.
What hands?
Oh! She stopped and hesitated because she thought she was fouled. And you never stop and wait for a whistle. You just continue to the basket. But what a great move. She directed the ball, directed the pass, and then sealed her on the inside. We'll see that again.
Tatiana Valentine is right there. You can count on it.
Look, she's playing defense on the perimeter now.
Chamberlain with a good defensive play against McCoy. Stays right here with the Lady Eagles. Xavier Toney with that pass. She's doing what Kinsey's been doing all night to McMillan and Chamberlain. And Tatiana from the outside, unsuccessful, but there's another rebound from McCoy. So she's had three right here.
She needed to get into it.
Good position by Valentine on the weak side, but it bounces off and out of bounds to Pana.
You know, Chicago Hope, they're struggling. They're 11 for 32, shooting 34%. They have to really be smart with their shot and get high percentage shots.
They shot 38% for the year. And here we go, the ball reversal. Swing it, look for the opening.
And she's going to seal her. She's pointing, and then she's going to seal, pop out, and roll to the weak side. Look at it.
Taking the outside shot. You know, she's a 44% three-point shooter. Oh, Robertson, no roll, and there's McCoy on the board.
Big board.
But taken away by Kinsey, the smallest player for Pana.
She's got to answer with that, though. If you're going to get that rebound, you're going to have to score.
Senior takes control, tells Easton, give it to me, I'll run the show. Get out on that wing. Oh, nice pass. Robertson comes over the top and fouls.
And again, you know, we see Wendy Kinsey, as soon as she caught that pass, she got rid of it, boom, right into the hands of her post player. And the only thing that I would advise is get yourself in a position to hold the ball a little bit higher when you go up to take that, you know, post move, and then possibly the ball will go in. But it was stripped fairly well.
That free throw good. Actually, on the replay, looks like it might have been a clean block. And we certainly know that she goes to block, because that was how she was into the quarterfinal game. Got turned in the air and fell on her head. McMillan makes both of the charity tosses. And that extends back to 8, their lead.
7 for 8 from the line, Julian McMillan.
Easton back on Robertson, putting the pressure on, making her work. And keeping her out higher and maintaining the space. There she splits the D. And
now, did you notice how she took that shot? Solid fundamental jump shot.
Nice and clean, just found the seam, took advantage. Just such a quick release.
Well, just watch the passing. You know, nice job. Coach McVickers could do a clinic for high school girl basketball players on how important it is to pass and release and pass and release and know where your teammates are. They all do an excellent job.
Head fake down the free throw line side and then went baseline, and it just froze the defense for just that half second. She is tough with that. And much, much quicker than anybody might imagine. Outside, Valentine long off the glass. All hope. Now they're back on the offensive boards. Easton is doing a terrific job on Robertson. You can't stop her, but she's making her work.
And again, you know, between the legs, behind the back, crossover, and then a jump shot.
Here we go at the top. And Pana down to 6. Oh, won't go in. Out of bounds off McMillan's hands.
Got a timeout by Coach McVickers.
And we've got a timeout.
Interesting, because I'm not too sure, you know, he saw something that he didn't like or something he did like that he wants to discuss. And, you know, I like when a coach takes the time to talk to the girls. It's very difficult to talk to them off the floor.
And we got to take a look at the scoring highs and lows. And for Pana, 85 was their season high at the end of January, and their low against T-Town, their only loss, 35 points on December 5th, way early.
And Teutopolis is a solid team and has had a solid program.
Absolutely.
So that's not a shabby loss.
And for Chicago Hope, 86, just 1 point more, and 39 against Timothy Christian in a terrific super sectional victory.
You know, and like I mentioned earlier, I was at that game. Timothy Christian did a great job at protecting the basketball and taking their time with the passes. Look at that orange cheese. Jim has to find out what type of cheese that is. I love cheese. I've never seen orange cheese before.
There's some happy Pana Panthers. We
Great
also
fans from Pana.
Marry me, Wendy.
Wendy, where are you? Oh, how fun. I hope that they're both of age.
Well, we want to learn.
And I hope Wendy's mom is watching.
Yeah, she may be surprised if she doesn't know. We want to alert our network affiliates that our next break, number 24, will be a 2-minute break. There you saw the Hoopston Area High School Band providing all the musical entertainment for us tonight, and these great fans here at Redbird Arena. A packed house. Here we come with Robertson. 6 points now. They've trimmed it to, and they've gotten on the offensive grass. And they're trying to get Pana to come out. Applying a double team. Durham. Oh, Chamberlain goes to the steal. Not quite ready. Back into the ball game is number 23, Akila Harris. She have the 3 fouls.
She's got to keep her head up. She had 2 people wide open, ready for a nice catch and shoot.
Tony, oh, nice
defense. Get control, Shante. Get control. That's what coach is yelling. Both coaches are yelling. McVickers is again wanting in the play.
And
that's a nice shot.
Brandy Durham from the side. That's the closest they've been in quite a while. Just 4 points now.
Game.
Less than 2 minutes in third quarter. Championship game of Class A 2003, the last of the season. And for a senior, all 5 starters for Hope. This will be it. McMillan, the senior, and Kinsey for Pana. From the outside, Kim Byers comes up short. Easton saves it. Elisa Easton has been hustling all over for the Panthers.
Again, guard play. Easton, Byers, and Kinsey.
Oh, they picked. Whoa!
Ooh, that hurt.
Boy, I tell you what.
That girl is amazing.
She takes it to the sidelines.
And we have a pregnant lady in the stands. Careful here.
Here she goes flying. Beth Sauser, who's in charge of this event, with IHSA ducking. She's due the end of March, but she's an old basketball player. But she's a basketball player. She's not old. Correct that. And a tremendous one for St. Edward Green Wave, in fact. Knows what to do. Put her hands up like all good players, big players do. Kinsey on top, patient again. Now nursing a 4-point lead. McMillan looks to
She
spin.
uses that elbow. I'm surprised they don't call her on that. We saw that earlier today. She got away with it a little bit.
That time she got
But you know what? If you could get away with it, then do it. It just gives you an opportunity to give yourself some more space from the defender.
She's not getting a lot of space because she was triple teamed there at the top of the key. So a chance to cut it to 2 or 1 with a 3.
This is a big possession for Hope because they could go into the fourth quarter only down by 2.
They play for 1?
Yeah, there's 30 seconds, and I think they need to find an opportunity for a good, smart shot with getting some people to rebound. Shantae needs to get into this offensive set.
Unless they get something even, I think they are going for 1. Easy, they're going for 1.
Elise Easton is a lot quicker than people realize. She's just on top of Shantae Robertson, defending her with everything she's got. And Shantae's playing the back seat here. She needs to get in it.
Well, that travel occurs with 5 seconds left.
You want to get the ball in your All-Stater's hand. That whole 30-second series, she didn't touch it. But again, that's a credit to the defense.
McMillan with 5 seconds. She can handle the ball.
Plenty of time. Look
2.
at this.
She puts it up. Plenty of time. No roll. And it'll be a 4-point ball game going into the final quarter of this Class A championship game. Reminding the networks that we will have a 2-minute break.
Ladies and gentlemen, awards.
There's we play 4 months. There you see Carrie McVickers. She's like, oh my gosh, I got 1 quarter to go and I can have a state champion. Everything comes down to this. And 8 minutes to play. Ball goes to Hope right off the top. And there are 4 points down and a chance to cut it.
8 minutes and a champion will be crowned.
Who will it be? I can tell you this, there's going to be a lot of action between now and when that trophy is hoisted.
And this is the way you want a championship game to be played, where you don't know what the outcome's going to be. Cut to the ball.
Extending the defense, Pana swinging. And Durham.
Nice job, Randy. She was open. I wanted her to just take that step to the ball and then take that shot.
Nice to heard you, Coach. All of a sudden, it's a 1-point difference.
Everybody's stepping up. They're double teaming inside. Double teaming both posts.
McMillan's going to have a tough time, but she's drawing a fan club there, all in yellow jerseys. Myers from the left side, rims in and out. Tipped by McMillan down to the floor, and the possession will keep it with the Pana Panthers.
Everybody is going aggressively for the ball. I like that. Don't take anything for granted. If there's a loose ball on the floor, get after it.
Well, there's nothing to wait for tonight.
You have to get after it, absolutely.
You can't wait for tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. This is it. And Chamberlain right back to Easton. Thought Kinsey might take that shot, but gets it into McMillan, who spins.
Nice pass! Julian McMillan with an excellent no-look pass.
As good as
Kristen Chamberlain. Again, it's that they complement each other so well. They know where they're at.
3-point ball game.
That's just chemistry. You can't teach that. That's just chemistry from playing together.
And Valentine.
That's a nice shot. You know, she did an excellent follow-through. Shantae Robertson is yelling, let's go, let's go. She's pumping up her teammates. Everybody's wanting to get this one going.
Valentine picked a great time to have her first bucket and tied up the game. 37 all.
Crowd's going crazy behind us. We want it, says Chicago Hope, and Pana's up standing, cheering their team on right now.
McMillan is really being sandwiched in there. It's going to have to come from a swing or a slide because she's not going to get it on a clean pass. This time Chamberlain off the side. And Robertson.
Here we go, the horses are out. She takes it coast to coast, rebound all the way down. Coach calls a timeout. It's a smart timeout.
Great job by Kinsey. Went right over the top. Robertson. Why is Shantae Robertson first team All-State? We'll show you.
I'll tell you, and why does Coach want the ball in her hands? You know, she just takes total charge, and she's telling everybody, listen, let's go. Pumps a fist. Let's play some defense. That was back-to-back scoring. she did the same move down the floor. And she wants everybody to know, her teammates included, now's the time. Put it on the floor, leave it all out on the floor.
That is perhaps the first lead, if not the first, it's certainly the first since the first quarter that Chicago Hope has enjoyed. The #1 seed back. I don't think Janelle Spear's going to make it through. She's been wanting that clock to go fast all weekend, but to no avail.
But you know, Pana has to just keep their game, be patient, do all the things they've been doing to get where they are right now. Smart decisions.
Off the hands. One of the rare times feeling unable to control. Robertson in the open court. This is a treat. Oh, yeah.
3 for 3. Look at Janelle. She is up and hopping, and she is screaming. She's saying, this is what I want. That's my all-stater. Now this girl's taking the game into her hands, and she's telling her teammates, let's do it. You could see she comes up strong. She has 2 hands on the basketball. She doesn't throw it up. She powers it up. That's a true power move by an all-stater.
Chance to make the bonus, and rims in and out, but rebounding.
Big board. That was a big
Valentine,
board.
good hustle by Byers.
You know, it's like Chicago Hope actually has come alive, and they're actually deciding to play the game the way they know how to play it.
Well, they're going to be able to force them to come out on them if they'd like. Now with the lead, operating with a 4-point lead. Robertson, she handles that basketball like it's another part of her.
Yes, or like she was, you know, born with it in her hands. And she has to watch a 5-second call here.
Must have heard you. She immediately penetrated past the hash.
And it's a new rule. It's just closely guarded. She could penetrate. It's still on there. The key is if the defender can stay with her, because she's so mobile with the basketball. There's going to be a 5.
Well, Easton trying to play catch. Boy, I tell you what, there's a lot of energy being expended out here by the guards, while the forwards are kind of standing and waiting to see what's going to happen.
You know, both teams are tired. Both teams are tired. You can see they're holding on their shorts.
They played
Chicago
3 games.
has to be careful that they don't turn the ball over.
3 games in 2 days will wear out anybody. Pana, of course, had the later one. It's tougher for them. Games in about 26 hours these Panthers have played.
And this is very tough to defend, because, again, you know, you don't understand how quick these young ladies are with the basketball. They handle the ball very, very well, not only with both hands, left and right, but their hesitation moves, their rack to the basket, their crossovers, they're between the legs. It's extremely difficult to defend.
I'm impressed with Chicago Hope. They have not had to fight from behind very often, and yet they kept their composure.
Yes.
And right now are enjoying that lead, but it's a tenuous one.
Well, this is going to take a lot of character by both teams defensively for Pana to not give up and to work hard and try and double team on the dribbling and maybe get them to turn the ball over or get a 5-second call.
You know, it's tough to hold a lead like this too and take yourself with your motion team. Really tough to stay like this and change your...
Nice pass, Octavia. She led 2 defenders and saw her teammate and just gave her the ball. She can feel it.
Just waited for the right opportunity and made it count. 6 points now. And Pana, a little bit under a time constraint. 3 minutes to go. Inside to Chamberlain, gets pushed, and a late foul call. It's going to go against, I think, Valentine, though I thought McCoy might have gotten her from behind. No, it is going to go against McCoy.
Well, either way, no, you know, the Chicago Hope will not be happy with that, but there was definitely some contact in there.
I don't think it was Valentine, but there was a foul.
She was definitely put in a position. But, you know,
all of a sudden, the balls that we're rolling in for Pana now are rolling out. Going to get a second foul quickly here and put Chamberlain on the line. You see Coach Kerry McVickers exhorting his troops.
And Coach McVickers is in a tough situation because his timeout situation, he has 1 full timeout left.
That's a very rare miss for Chamberlain. She has been terrific here today. Seasoned 64%, but she can't earlier. Only missed 1 in the semi. That high arcing shot makes the second. Brings the Panthers within 5. Now they go full court. And Elise Easton's going to pick up, I believe, her 4th foul. She's been the one that's had primary responsibility on the point guard.
And she has to get that foul because she wants to make sure that they don't, you know, take the time off the clock.
We've got a substitution coming in, and it's going to be Amy Byers, the cousin, distant of Kay Byers.
Relaxing over here, trying to get a breather.
Wendy Kinsey will guard the inbounds pass. Faking down to Tony, who has trouble with it. We're going to get a foul called on Amy Byers, who just entered the ball game.
And that's unfortunate because she was actually going after the loose ball.
In fact, I thought maybe Tony might have mishandled it before that call. Doesn't matter what I think. So we have a replay of that last out-of-bounds play when Robertson was resting here. Another little pick.
Right.
Having trouble, calls timeout, and gets it before the 5-second.
That was smart. You know, you have to have a lot of presence to know that there's going to be a timeout called.
Well, the presence is all with Hope right now, and they're in control with 3 minutes left to play. We'll be back right after this. This copyrighted broadcast is presented for the exclusive entertainment and non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or other use of this program without the express written consent of the Illinois High School Association and KOST broadcast sales is strictly prohibited. There's the net, the one that you get to cut down when you win, Bernie.
I know, you know, just looking at the stats at this point, Pana, their shooting percentages come down a little bit. They're down to 40%, and we talked about how, you know, they have to shoot 46% or higher, but they're in a position right now where they need the basketball, and they're going to have to play the best defense that they played all year in the last 3 minutes of the game.
Robertson inbound right in front of our camera position here. And goes back court to Durham, and quickly goes back, says, I'll take charge, thank you very much.
She wants the ball in her hands.
And I think Janelle does too. Wants it with her. All-Stater, first team. McMillan is a second team All-Stater. And both of these teams, regardless of the outcome, have absolutely put on a show tonight worthy of a state championship matchup. And that's going to be a foul on Kinsey and out of bounds.
You know what? One of the things that a lot of people really don't realize, especially at the state tournament, is that this is a college floor. And it's a lot easier to run a delay offense on a college floor because you have the extra space. You know, on the half court, it's only 5 feet, but that's a lot of space to have to defend and to be able to use offensively. I mean,
yeah, we talk more about it in terms of fatigue factor, but this is really what. And right now, nobody's in the bonus, so I think Payne is trying to get it to that point, obviously, so they can get a chance of change of possession. That foul going against Kinsey, her third.
So that puts him in the bonus now.
Does put him in the bonus now, so they've got that accomplished in about 28 seconds worth coming out of that timeout. Shantae Robertson at the line. Robertson has 23 points. McCoy is the surprise with only 6. She does not add to that total. Rebound, hustle by McMillan. Who gets it to Kinsey.
Now they have to find her quickly. McMillan.
Big possession here.
Or Chamberlain.
Amy Byers lofts one from the left side and rebounded by Hope. A rarity.
Offensive shove there. And they only have 10 seconds to cross the court.
Yes, I knew it. They were 2 lackadaisical. They only had 10 seconds. They were taking their time because when she had the board, Shantae had the board, she stood there for 2 or 3 seconds. That was great defense by Pana. Now this is an opportunity they have to be able to score here.
Absolutely, one of the most crucial possessions of the game for sure by Pana. Enjoyed an early 12-point lead. Hope came clawing back. And now Pana needing to score the long pass. This time tipped away and it's going to stay here. Robertson can't believe it.
There have been some very interesting inbounds plays that they have used. The one I like is when they inbound it and go right back to the inbounder. They've scored on that quite a bit. They decided not to use it. Chamberlain needed to get that rebound.
Oh, ball all over the place. Kim Byers took that shot, almost rebounded her own, and the ball just would not stay in a Panther hand. A lot of active hands in there keeping that ball alive for Chicago Hope. 1:44 left to play, a 5-point lead as you look at McMillan looking up at the clock and Coach Janelle Spearman saying, calmly, There's a graphic. The last Chicago area team to win a girls Class A title was 18 years ago versus T-Town, 48-46. Head coach Ken Mattini, St. Edwards of Elgin.
But now Chicago area is different than Chicago Public.
That is correct. And as we know, Chicago Public League has always been AA until this year. So there was a chance for a AA and an A, which has never been the case before. Because basically schools of this size of Hope had to play all AA to get out.
Correct.
In fact, their 2 losses are to AA teams, Fenwick and Marshall. They did avenge at Marshall.
And Chicago Hope only has 533 students enrolled in their school.
Or college preparatory. Myers out to Kinsey, looking inside. They're down by 6. That's 2 possessions, but time a big
wants
factor.
the ball badly.
Chamberlain, no roll. McMillan tries for it. Byers saves it. And back in the hands, oh, she had an opportunity, couldn't quite get it through. Probably would have been tipped with those hands.
Nice composure by Pana. I'm very impressed with that.
McCoy may not have been scoring a lot, but she's doing a terrific defensive job. Again, rims out. McMillan with her strength, puts it back up unsuccessfully, gets it again.
Oh, she fouled, absolutely.
Foul, but just can't put
the
it
floor
in.
because she wanted that to roll in.
She's not upset at the foul, she just can't get the ball to go in for a chance.
And you know what, though? She has 2 excellent leapers playing defense on her. As you take a look, she gets up there strong, puts it up. She was fouled there, and then she gets her own board. And, you know, again, has the presence to lean into the shot.
Makes the free throw. One of the very rare times you'll see her with her head down.
Yes, very rare is correct.
Nick Vickers has got his plan. Julianne Scherzer coming in.
I think for defense, he's making a defensive substitution right now because he knows that they need the basketball.
And Kaylee Smith, a 5'4" junior, make her first tournament appearance.
She must be quick. Big defensive stance here for Pana.
And
they need to get another 10.
They're going to be all over it. They know they're going to stall, so they're going to be all over that. The fresh energy off the bench. 47 seconds to go, a 4-point lead and a foul. And that's going to put Brandy Durham on the line. There's a good look at Julianne Scherzer.
Now he might go back with, you know, the offensive substitution.
Offense, defense, he's looking.
Trying to make the decision.
And here comes
exactly what he's doing.
Byers will re-enter.
A shooter and a playmaker. And that's a great way to use your bench. You know, many good teams will use kids. You know, you see it a lot in volleyball, defensive specialists. And in basketball, it's difficult to do that because we don't have the stoppage of the clock. But when you can use the clock to your advantage, get offense in, get defense in, you need to do that.
That's good by Durham. Extends the lead to 5. Still a 2-possession ball game. But every possession so critical. And she puts it down. 6 points. And Kaylee Smith running it. That's a tough position to come off the bench and run an offense. Makes that pass. It's taken away. And we're going to get a foul.
And coach is giving her some direction. You know, it's very tough to be in this situation. You come off the bench with just less than a minute to play. You really don't know what the game speed is like. You can watch it from the bench, but until you get your legs and get on the floor, you know, she'll be fine here now that she knows how quickly the defenders are moving.
And as we mentioned, McCoy not with as many points, but a big presence inside defensively this evening against the All-Stater McMullen.
Janelle talked earlier about how free throws are going to be really, really important. And she's just, you know, clenching her fists right now, wanting them to make these free throws. That was a big rebound because it's allowing them to maintain possession of the basketball.
Absolutely. If you can make it work, it really helps if you can miss one, but it's so hard. You don't want to intentionally do it. There's Scherzer. One thing she's got to do for sure is if there's a miss, they have to rebound the basketball.
Absolutely.
Calmly, Brandy Durham.
Janelle's just putting her head down, thanking everybody who will listen.
And Kerry Vickers on the other side, what a job he did putting together a game plan against this tremendous #1 ranked Chicago Hope team, who looks like with 27 seconds to go, they're going to have a state championship trophy to bring home. First time since 1985 and the first public league champ in Class A.
3-point shot.
Kaylee's
All right. Come off the bench and make a big bucket, big contribution. That is so difficult to do. Sit and watch the championship game. You've got a minute left. Coach says, get in there and play defense. Get in there and score.
As you look at the Pana bench, let's talk about next week. We've got another exciting group. Next week we'll have, oh, there's Candace Parker. If you haven't heard about it, that was the first official dunk in Illinois high school girls history down at the Dundee Crown Tournament, and she hopes to be down there next weekend. She's got another game to go. Girls Class AA quarterfinals on Friday, March 7th, and semis and championship ending high school basketball for the girls on March 8th. Next week, stay tuned. It'll be great. Let's listen to Kerry McVickers.
Things happen tomorrow.
And now let's take a look at the
all right, you got to make your free throws because they're going to go for the 5.
Well, you've seen both perspectives. One thing about Chicago Hope, they're going to graduate their entire starting lineup tonight. All 5 seniors began the program, and they're going to take it out on what they believe at this point.
They've been playing together since 6th grade, and she has coached them since 6th grade.
Oh, that fake again. She does that so well. And we're going to get a foul on Scherzer and stop the clock, but they didn't let much time run off, which is exactly what you want to do. They can keep it 2 possessions and get the rebound in the hopes that Durham will miss this free throw. That's what they want to do. It's Tony at the line. Xavier Tony. We talked about the 5 seniors, but the 3 first subs off the bench are freshmen, so they'll have a lot to build with.
Yes, they do, and it's a great opportunity for the underclassmen to be given, you know, an opportunity to get on the state tournament floor and contribute.
Both these teams have done an outstanding job tonight. They went to what they needed to do. McMillan has 19 points so far, and she's led her team, and Chamberlain with 11, so it has been the inside game. 8 seconds to a championship. Byers on the side, goes up for 3, no good. And it will be possession with 3 seconds left. And Janelle Spearman has just put her hands on her head. She looks like the most relieved woman in the house. She just says, get out of there, no foul. She just told her kids to get down the floor and get out of the way.
Let them have the ball. Let them have that 1 possession.
He wants to, they're staying down there. He said, go, coach, we want to be in it all the way. And McMillan with the ball. There's going to be a call on the floor. The ball was kicked, so we'll try it again. 2.2 did fall off that. Byers to Chamberlain, up with it on the buzzer, no good.
And we have a state champion.
Look at Janelle Spearman.
She is sitting down because she cannot believe.
I think it's as much
finally
relief.
over. Yes. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chicago Hope knows they've been in a ball game. They came up against a fantastic Panther team, the Pana Panthers, and Coach Kerry Vickers.
What an excellent ball game for a championship game.
There's so much pressure with a #1 seed. You've got to maintain it. You've got an X on your back. You're a target.
Yes. A lot of character shown by both teams tonight. It's what you really want to see.
There are the nets. You don't get to cut them down anymore. Darn, I hate that liability part. But they do get to take them home, and I guarantee everybody will have a piece that they will cherish. And when they come back, like 83 Quincy Notre Dame and 92 and 93 Carthage came back, they'll have had that net in their hands.
Absolutely.
You can count on it.
Absolutely. And what a great opportunity for the Chicago Public League to show, you know, they have such a tough schedule, but to come down and in there.
Well, Janelle Spearman, I think, would like to talk to Jim Albrecht. Jim?
Well, the coach of the moment, she's holding back the tears right now. Janelle Spearman You gave a big hug to Shantae, and I guess that was the hug that said you brought us back.
Exactly. She did everything we needed her to do. I told them, you know, going into the fourth quarter, we're down 20. We got to play hard. We got to play smart. We got to attack the basket. You know, we didn't get to the foul line at all in the first half, so I knew we weren't going to the basket. I knew we had to attack the basket and convert on our free throws. And I tell you, these kids came through. I mean, I'm so thankful.
Big moment in the game, the last minute of the first half. You rattled off 6 straight points.
Well, then when I went to the locker room, I told them we got them on the run. I said, we're on the run. We got to continue to run. We got to go, just be aggressive and bring home the goal. And they did just that.
You've known these girls since 6th grade. They're all seniors. They're all graduating. You've seen them grow up, and now you've seen them as champions.
I mean, I'm so pleased. I'm so thankful. And I mean, even in the huddle, I said, I can't want this more than you all. You all have to want it just as much as I do, as I want it for you. And they stepped up and they really wanted it. They said, Coach, we got you. We want it. And I said, well, they said it. I believed it.
You're the champs. Thanks, Coach. Shantae, before we get to the ceremony, you did everything you possibly could do.
Yes, I knew I had to come out and play my best and come up with a victory, and I did that.
Go get your trophy. You deserve it.
All right, thank you.
Let's go back to Ann and Bernie.
Thanks, Jim, and what a happy group of Lady Eagles as we've just presented the sportsmanship banners, as you see, and that's Riverton, the Riverton Hawks, who put on just a fantastic performance.
Well-deserved.
Oh boy, were they terrific
trophy.
against Hope in the quarterfinals.
Well-deserved.
And a fabulous performance individually by Devin Flanagan, who had 33 points and did it all.
She
for the
did.
Hawks.
She did.
We're getting ready to present the awards here as we see them lining up. And now let's go to Dave Coley for the awards presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midcourt for the presentation of the first and second place team and individual awards for the 2003 March Madness. Presenting medallions will be members of the Illinois High School Association Board of Directors attending tonight's game. They are Catherine Flanagan of Chicago Manly, representing Division I. Dr. Frank Stout of Summit Argo, representing Division III. Ron McGraw of Knoxville, representing Division VI. President Patrick Sullivan of Roxana, representing Division VII. Dr. Diane Dyer-Dawson, that's Dawson, of Chicago Collins, an at-large member. Our Secretary, Catherine Finch of Winnebago, an at-large member. Treasurer, Gregory Bradley of Mount Zion, IHSA Treasurer. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please meet the Lady Panthers of Pana High School, who finished the 2003 year in second place with a final record of 33 wins and 2 losses. First, let's meet Principal Gail McRoberts. Athletic Director Carol Schramm. Dean of Students Heath Stearns. Scorekeeper Mark Byers. Video and Stats Andy Easton. Head Coach Corey McVickers. Assistant Coach Nancy Beaudry. Assistant Coach Paul Donahue. Assistant Coach Brandy Hamilton. And now let's meet the players of Pana High School. Number 32, Jenny McMillan. Number 23, Rory Kuntz. Number 30, Sarah Weddle. Number 15, Lindsay Amling. Number 10, Callie Smith. Number 21, Elise Easton. Number 24, Kim Byers. Number 11, Kristen Chamberlain. Number 20, April Johnston. Number 22, Julianne Scherzer. Number 12, Amy Byers. Number 25, Wendy Kinsey. And number 42, Julianne McMillan.
Pana. Nice job.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please meet the Lady Eagles of Chicago Cope High School, the 2003 state champions. They end the season with a final record of 31 wins and 2 losses. First, let's meet Arnie Duncan and J.W. Sanders. Assistant Principal, Derek Williams. Assistant Principal, LaTanya Williams. Correction, that's J.W. Smith, not J.W. Sanders. Athletic Director, Gary Townsend. Head Coach, Janelle Spearman. Assistant Coach, Hank Hicks. Assistant Coach, Adam Fisher. And now, let's meet the players. Number 20, Shantae Spearman. That's Shantae Roberison. Number 21, Sarah McCoy. Number 23, Akila Harris. Number 24, Randy Durham. Number 3, Tatiana Valentine. Number 14, Luxavia Tony. Number 32, Randy Weeks. Number 41, Monique Patton. Number 10, Lauren Lewis. And number 5, Kristen Marsh. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will head coach Kerry McVickers and the captains of Pana High School please step forward to receive your second place trophy. Congratulations to Pana High School, number 2 in the state. And now, will head coach Janelle Spearman and captains of Chicago Hope High School please step forward to receive your first place trophy. Congratulations to Chicago Hope High School, the winners, IHSA Class A State Tournament.
Of Chicago Lady Eagles, 2003 Class A State Champions. Hoisting the trophy, Shantae Roberison and Sarah McCoy take it to their fans and sharing it. We'll be back with more right after this local message.
We are back at Redbird Arena. Pana finishes just short as Chicago Hope celebrates the 2003 Class A state champions. But Kerry McVickers, I'll tell you, you had them on the ropes. You led after 1 quarter, led at the half, led after 3 quarters, and then the baskets went away. What happened in the 4th quarter?
Well, you know, I think we got a lid on the basket. Just couldn't get the ball inside our strong post players. Thought they did a good job in their zone. And when we couldn't hit any outside shots, they just kept closing us down and closing us down. But, you know, our 3 losses this year were to the number 1 team in the state all 3 times. We got beat to T-Town when they were ranked number 1 twice, and then the number 1 team right now, Chicago Hope. So somebody's got to beat you. You know, it's got to be number 1. And, I mean, my girls played their hearts out. We said all year long, we will play anybody for 32 minutes and take our chances.
And you got to be proud that they believed they could beat number 1 every time they faced them.
Oh, yeah. You know, we got beaten double overtime one time by the number 1 team in the state. This game, like you said, we're ahead after 3 quarters. Ball stopped going in the hole. They took away our inside game, and we just couldn't, you know. And then once they got the lead, they're just so athletic. athletic. And, you know, that's the one thing I knew couldn't happen. We could not give up the lead. And when they finally took it, you know, we were in big trouble.
And when they spread the ball on you, that made it doubly difficult.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they did. They used their athleticness to spread the floor, you know, especially college side's floor, too. You know, they got more room to bring the ball out in front, a lot more room for the top of the key to half court, and we just couldn't hang with them.
Well, your first year as head coach of Pana was interesting to say the least.
Oh yeah, to end up second to state, you know, if that's the worst we can do, you know, that's you know, I said to one of the girls was crying, I said, darn it, we ended up second to state. You know, that's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Proud of them.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
And now standing by, a very game and a very sportsmanlike Julianne McMillan. And did you get tired at the end when they spread it out? I mean, you guys were giving it your all, 2 games in one day.
They spread it out too far, and we just couldn't make them do anything. We couldn't make them drive to the hole so we could stop them. We couldn't make them do anything.
I know it hurts, but in a couple of days it won't feel this bad.
Yeah, after we held up that trophy right in front of the crowd, it feels so good to be here and be second in state. It feels good.
You're going to close out a great high school career. I guess closing it out in the championship game is the way it should be.
Yeah, it's nice. Wish we won, but it's everything we've ever dreamed of coming to state.
So when you're as old as I am, what are you going to remember about this year?
Remember all the good times our team had, and we had such a great year. Our team was, I think, the closest team that you could ever have. We're just such good friends.
Well, you're a great player, and it didn't come out that way, but somebody's got to lose and somebody's got to win. And just because the scoreboard says you lost, we still think you're winners.
Thanks.
All right. That's All-Stater Julianne McMillan, and we are now going to go over. Who is this gentleman I have here? Oh, hey, Arnie, how you doing? It's Arnie Duncan, CEO of the Chicago Public Schools. What a surprise. I didn't know you were here. Well, it's a proud day for Chicago Public Schools.
Yeah, I'm so proud of these girls. They've done a fantastic job all year. Hope is a wonderful school. It's just one of our new small high schools. The coach, the principal, the girls have just shown so much courage this year. It's just a wonderful day for them, and I'm so proud of them.
Now, you played a little college ball yourself at a place called Harvard, I believe?
A long time ago. I didn't play as well as these girls. They taught me a lot tonight.
What do you think now of the decision by the IHSA to make sure that it's just about enrollment and not about Chicago?
Well, I pushed that obviously very, very hard and worked closely with the state. And, you know, to be honest, this is really the icing on the cake. I didn't do it to win state championships. I love this. I hope we win 10 more. But I really did it to give all of our schools and all of our students a chance to compete and level the playing field. And you saw in wrestling at Bowen, you saw on the boys' side in Class A, students who had never had that opportunity of having that. That's really all I want. I want students to be able to compete. I want them all to have great athletic as well as academic opportunities.
Every part of the state likes its bragging rights. You know, Southern Illinois has a lot of champions. What does this do for Chicago? First championship since 1985.
Yeah, again, I'm just so proud of them. It really puts them on the map. I was hopeful we might do this 4 or 5 years down the track. Never in my wildest imagination did I think we would do this in the first year. So it's a wonderful accomplishment. And again, I'm just so proud of what these young ladies have accomplished.
And it's great to have a great championship game no matter what. I mean, it was just a couple of teams that were going toe-to-toe.
This is great high school basketball. Pana is a wonderful team. You saw how extraordinarily well coached they are. You hate to see anyone lose. And, you know, just you have a couple of outstanding programs. This was about. This is what every high school athlete would like to aspire to do.
Well, Mr. CEO, go celebrate.
We're going to have a good time. Thanks so much.
All right. Well, let's send it back to Ann and Bernie, ladies. Your take on this championship game. It was a dandy.
It really was, Jim. And I tell you what, you can't enjoy it anymore. Both teams jockeyed back and forth, and Hope came out the winner.
You know, I really feel that the key to the game in the fourth quarter, Pana put everything out on the floor, but they were tired in the fourth quarter. It's very difficult to come down here and play 3 games. I thought Shantae Robertson, when she scored the 3 baskets in a row, that really brought them into the realm of their game, and she just really kick-started everything. But 2 great teams that gave us a great championship game.
And Robertson, you talk about her. She's not all state for nothing. Everybody's had their eye on her. She's going to be a player at Alabama State. It'll be fun to watch her college career as well, as this is a jumping off point for a lot of players. I'm sure we're going to see Julianne McMillan as well. She hasn't yet decided where she's going to go, but you can bet that that young lady's going to be playing for someone and make somebody very happy. 23 points for Robertson. Julianne McMillan with 19, and I think
right now after talking about that a little bit. Let's see if Jim's got some more interesting people to talk with. Jim?
I have with me J.W. Smith, Executive Director of Sports Administration for the Chicago Public Schools, and it's a proud day indeed, sir.
It's a very proud day. But this is indeed the system at work. Hope was once an elementary school, and they started playing elementary basketball. So some of these girls were on 5th and 6th grade championships and 7th and 8th grade championships. Then they worked their way up to the big one today.
I think the way Shantae Roberison plays basketball is anything but elementary, sir.
Yeah, well, she's come a long way. They've learned a lot along the way.
What does basketball do as far as the educational process in your mind? I mean, everybody sees the trophy and the points going up, but there's more to it. It teaches people things.
Yeah, you can't isolate basketball. Sports does things. Discipline, respect for it, and a need for education, and all of these things come together. We build character and make better people.
And success sometimes on a basketball court evolves into success for a personal life away from sports.
Yeah, well, you learn to handle success in sports. So when you move on into another life, it doesn't make any difference.
Well, Chicago Public League has been not at that championship podium for 18 years, but tonight they got there.
The past doesn't count. It's tonight and what's to come that counts.
J.W. Smith, enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
And, oh, yeah, I know who this is. You bet I do. This is Miss Rebounder, of course, Sarah McCoy. Now, Sarah, you didn't get a lot of points early on, but you came alive and kept things going on the boards.
Yeah, first I was a little tired because we had to play the whole game, the first game that we played earlier. And then my coach told me, play through it. You can fall out after the game, just play through it. So she said, give me your heart. I gave her my heart. I played through it.
Sarah, you're going a long way away for college.
Yeah, a long, long way.
Where are you going now? Wyoming, somebody told me?
That's my first chance, yeah. Thought, I'm going to Wyoming. I'm losing my voice.
Well, you should be screaming for joy. You play with these girls since 6th grade. Do you even get amazed by what Shantae can do?
Sometimes, yeah. Like when she jump over stuff, yeah.
Oh, the time she cleared the press table, that was pretty impressive. Were you worried? Were you worried? I mean, have you been in this position that far behind?
Yeah, we have. We have been in that position, but our coach, we have a great coach, a lot of coaches, and they tell us just, if you stay champs. If you want to win it, you'll go out there and play.
Sarah McCoy, you're a champion. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
Let's go over to Ann and Bernie.
Sarah said it all. When you're going to win it, you go out and play, and they did. Chicago Hope, your state champions for Class A 2003, a 49-43 winner over Pana in the third place game, 68-62. It was Hampshire over Oakville. For Bernie Terrell, I'm Ann Penstone saying so long till next year, and see the double A's next week.